Hey guys, this is Gamer welcome back to Touhou, the Genius of Sapphiros. Last time we started climbing the Youkai Mountain, basically going through the forest at the base of the mountain, and we encountered Momiji, who told us to bugger off and then tried to make us bugger off, but she was too weak. She's weak and feeble, and Aya had way too much fun beating her up, even though Aya did absolutely nothing in the fight. So, this time we're going to actually start the mountain proper. Exit the forest, get to some actual stream parts. This is kind of similar to the area that Notori came down in the opening cutscene, and there are new enemies and such in this area. So this is, if you like, the second quarter, I suppose, to the Youkai Mountain proper. But before we get too far involved in any of that, there's apparently an enemy over there. That didn't really make much sense, but okay, there was an enemy hidden that I could not see. So, now we have some orangutans to deal with. These beasts are capable of drinking sake for whatever reason to get a physical attack buff, but they are beasts, which means that Sakuya over here still has Slayer, so if you can make Sakuya's tier 3 sword, most definitely do so for this place, because it is absolutely incredible. Like, so many of the enemies here, as you probably would expect, are vulnerable to it. I think fire is the weakness here, but I can't remember. So it might actually just not be, and I might just be being dumb here. No, fire is actually the weakness. Okay, but of course Sakuya does so much damage that you wouldn't really think too much about weakness that way. But yeah, there's actually a thing all the way up here, which we shall get to later. So, we now have some more fairies. They wear helmets, therefore they are Helmet Faeries. They're not too bad to deal with. If you've got Notori or Marissa in your party, these are really easy to take out because of Slayer. But I want to level... oh wow, that hits everyone. Okay, I might just use that instead. I want to level these characters, so that's why I'm using these characters. Ultimate Division's really good here too. You do want to use a res buff against the Elite Tanuki over here, because it does have some status conditions that you want to avoid. And I think fire is a good element to use against him as well, so we'll try that. That's a fair amount of damage coming off. Yeah, silence and curse are both possible to inflict. Yeah, fire is the weakness to go with here. So that's good. Yep, Lullaby prevented from silence. Lullaby is a party-wide sleep attack, and silence stopped that from working. They are classed as beasts, of course, so Sakuya has a Slayer against them, just like a lot of other not characters, but enemies in this place. And, well, we now have a new skill for Byakuran in the meantime. So, the Sacred Barrier is a bomb skill which raises light and dark resistance of your entire party by 1 stage. Light and dark are difficult to raise resistance in normally. I think this is about the only skill that does raise resistance there. So this can be very good if you come across an enemy that uses exclusively light or dark as an element for them. So if you are fighting a lot of angel monsters, then that could be really good. And I think we've shown all of these before at this point, but whatever, we may as well just
go ahead and do this fight anyway. Ultimate Division, not so good here. Oh, I never showed off Chapter Ripple last time. I need to do that when we're done with this fight, because it's a very powerful skill. And actually we need to equip it too, because yeah, it's extremely powerful and we want to have it equipped, because it is just that good. Silence equipped on these monsters is not really too big a deal, because they're not particularly... Although Sake is a magic skill, apparently. Yeah, so apparently drinking magic is how Sake works. I don't even know, Sake is a weird skill, but yeah, it couldn't raise its attack because of that. Sunnah being down is not necessarily great. Extermination does hit a couple, that's okay, and then we'll just use that as well. Oh, Meteor Zapper, that's not so good. I think that's multi-target, so that hurt quite a lot. Imperial Charge is a pierce attack, so hitting the middle there really didn't do anything, but yeah, these fairies hurt in numbers. And
when we're using a slightly underleveled party, it's a little bit tricky to keep up with. Anyway, Spell Enhance does pretty much what you would expect. It raises your magic attack. But yeah, we have new skill to put on here. So Jack the Ripper. 2-turn cooldown is a little bit steep at the moment, but we will be able to cut that down later. But yeah, 12 MP, 1 to 3 hits of medium strength. This is a very powerful skill. This skill is a direct upgrade to Ludabile over here. But yeah, it hits incredibly hard, and we shall take full advantage of that later as we get a Ruby Buckler just having to avoid the fight there. Ruby Buckler is just an increased basic shield here. 50% chance to activate is very strong though, so if you need a lightweight shield to block my physical attacks, that is a potent go-to. Is there any way of getting down there? There is, because there's actually something else down here as well. It's another box for an eyeball for Satori. Ooh, hello. So yes, these guys have yet another upgrade. So we now are at the Officer Demon. And this one is a much more straightforward physical attack type compared to the previous one being a magic based one. So I don't think it can reanimate your characters at this point, but it can still hit really hard, and that is something we have to be careful of. I'm going to raise magic attack here because Reimu's power is important, but surely not so good against these guys. They do resist all 4 main elements, so yeah, Patchouli's not going to do a whole lot here. But that silence might help because it now can't cast its Demon Shock and such, which is good. Yep, Demon Blast can't get used. Unfortunately, Sonic Blade can, so yeah, that kinda hurt. But it's okay. So how much damage does Full Moon Revenge do here? And the other question is, do I want to revive Moko? Cost the bomb. Yeah, I do. So we'll do that. Sealing Needle and just use Ice Falchion again. Unfortunately, Moko being knocked out means she didn't get the Magic Butterfly power there, but it's okay. So Demon Shock can't focus. Silence is super good against these guys. So definitely try and inflict that if you can, and there we go. Knocked it out fairly nicely. And we get another level for Moko as a result. Good stuff. Now, is there anything else down here? No, it just, like, it looks as if you should be able to reach that, but you can't, so that's fine. But yeah, 2 items in that bit. There's actually a 3rd item if you go up here. So yeah, search this place thoroughly because it's very easy to miss that. Like, really easy to miss it. So do make sure you explore completely before you go any further. Likewise, if we go up this way, then there's another box for the Oka Killer. So if you're still using blunt weapons, then this is not a terrible one to use. It has, I think, the same... Oh no, it's a little bit less accurate than the mallet, but it has a slayer against 2 types of opponent, both of which are on this mountain, so not a terrible item if you are still using that type of stuff, which I of course am not, but yeah. We fought these guys already. There is actually stuff I want from them, but we've already fought them, so let's not bother going for that just now. Just wanted to make sure there was nothing else over there that I was missing. You can imagine if we try and deal with this place in terms of killing all the enemies, it's going to be quite a challenge to do so. So we'll see how that goes. I probably will do it because I want to level Byakuran, but yeah, it's not going to be the easiest of things to do. Anyway, if we actually head over this way, then there is more stuff to get. I think I need to head back down the bottom as well, but there's a silver key which will open up the chest at the start of the dungeon, so we'll probably go ahead and do that pretty soon once we've dealt with a Yukari. Do I want to... Nah, we'll just hit it with that. Tap buff, do. See if we can actually get it down with these. Arc Punch, only 2 hits off of that, not so good, but it stayed in, so we take it out. Easy 1000 experience. Excellent, that gets Reimu and Byakuran up, and Reimu gets Aether Spray, which is a super cool move. I actually do quite like this one. It's very good when you're facing stuff like the demons and whatnot, so I probably won't equip it just now. Or maybe I will, because the Fudo of Healing is kind of useless without the setup here. So, Aether Spray. It is not a field spell, despite what it says there. World and field are different. World is just it's a global effect sort of thing, and it increases light lamp power. It increases it by about half of the gauge, so it's quite potent. And obviously all of Reimu's attacks are light based, so it gives her a big attack increase. And if you're using her specific armor, oh, we haven't fought the Mage Fairies yet. If you're using her specific armor, then you will get regen in high levels of Light Land. So it's quite good for that too. Now, these Mage Fairies are not overly difficult to deal with. They do drop Youkai Mountain rocks though, so if you're looking to get your equipment, then these will be the fairies that you'll want to take on, because only the Mage Fairies will drop the Mountain Rock. They have the standard array of all target. There we go, actually, there's a demonstration of it right now. And Youkai Mountain Rock get. So yeah, the standard fairies are the only ones who will drop that stuff. So if you do want to get Mountain Rocks, then the fairies are probably the Mage Fairies are probably the best ones to get it from. Now I am kind of running a little bit low on MP here. That is a slight concern, but I'm doing alright. I think we can make it a little bit further in here. This is where Byakuran's power is really coming in handy, because I'm able to just go ahead and regen so much here that I basically have 70% more MP than I normally would, and that's powerful. Anyway, I think we need to heal Patchouli because she just about got wrecked that last turn, and Yokai Buster is doing pretty good here, so we'll just continue using that. The nice thing about the mage characters is that their MP costs are really not super high. So, you know, because they have MP cost down in their trees and everything, they can keep on using magic for a long time, and the regen that you get from Magic Butterfly helps that out a lot. So I can just keep on using my spells without any issue there. It's the physical attackers that don't have so much MP which are the problem when it comes to that. Ooh. Okay, so this looks like a rough fight, but it's really not so bad. I just need to take out the fairies behind here, but I think this is where a bomb skill is going to come in handy, so we'll do that. And I guess I'll Killing Doll as well, because that should take out Rafflesia without too much problem, and especially if I physical buff as well. Yokai Buster's good for the back row, and Summer Flame is here. I'm taking these guys out because Youkai Mountain Rocks, basically tier 4 weapons and stuff, are quite nice to have, so yeah, look at that, just wiped it out entirely. And we should be able to deal with these guys with the Flying Phoenix here, and that will be enough to not quite win the game, but auto fight from here will definitely win, because Sakuya is a beast. So yeah, lots of experience, 888 for Byakuran. Patchouli gets a level 2, which is good, and Haste, as you would expect if you've played any RPG ever, Haste is a speed increasing spell. Not one that I typically want to use, but hey, it's there anyway. Also, this is here, but there's nothing to do within it, so whatever. We just have to go more places. There's actually stuff down here, so we'll go this way, and get ourselves a snake skin for Sunnah. And I'm gonna totally get ambushed on the way out here, but can but try. Oh wow, I actually got away with it and then I ran into this one. We fought these once before, there's not really any reason to stay here. Although we are taking a lot of damage off of that, but we can run away fairly quickly, so that is good. And from there, is there anything else in this bit? That is the question. I think there is, but I don't remember where. It looks like there should be something up there, but there might not be. So there's the Sakuya attack boost. I think it like doubles their attack or something. It's pretty significant, that buff. But yeah, there are so many enemies around this bit, and I really don't want to deal with most of them. Even though there's a thing there, I don't want to deal with the rest of the enemies just to get the mage fairies. So we're not gonna bother. There's too many there. There is a box up here, and as you can see, there's another box down there. So, wow. 3 of these in one go is quite powerful, and as you can see, Smite is an attack that causes great confusion. So Sakuya can't use skills right now. It's a restrict status basically that blocks any Danmaku. Regular confusion will block spell cards, but great confusion blocks both. Anyway, we also get the Mithril Sword, which if I remember rightly is a really cool sword. Yeah, that it ignores resistance to slash, which is nice. So if the enemy is 75% resistant to slash, this sword just goes, nope, I'm hitting you at full power anyway. It's kinda cool. Honestly, it's not a terrible sword. If you're still using swords for some of your character or one of your characters, then by all means go ahead and use that. I guess Aya would probably be quite good for that. Although Aya, because she has a lot of high accuracy or accuracy increasing stuff in her trees, Aya is usually one of the characters that you can get away with having a low accuracy weapon on. Anyway, we're now on the other side of the spot there, and we have a healing circle. So you can imagine this is a proper healing circle. We will have a boss coming up pretty soon. But if you don't want to deal with that, as I do not right now, then the shortcut path you can open up back down there. If you go up here, you can see there's another pathway that we can't actually reach yet. This will be another shortcut back down the mountain from the third section of this place, so keep that in mind. But since we're here, the last action we're going to take in this part now shall be to open the chest at the start, the silver chest, and get ourselves a yokai shield. So this is a shield that I will give to Sunnah, I believe, because it's just a general physical shield. Again, kind of like the ruby buckler, but mid-tier, so less activation. Still good though, 40% is pretty high, and 120 defense when it works, which is a good bit stronger than the previous shield. So yeah, there is that, and the one you've got there is better. Okay, so yeah, this concludes the second of 4 general pieces. Technically you could probably say 5 pieces for this, but 4 is a pretty reasonable number for here. I might have missed an item or 2 in here, I need to double check that, but I'm gonna be killing enemies in this area next time anyway, so I shall do the double checking as I am knocking out, you know, monsters in the area. So this has been GamerCow playing Touhou, the Genius of Sapphiros, and next time we clear out the first, well, half basically of stage 11, Youkai Mountain. So until then, take care.